Hello guys, TKG is here. For your comfortable LostArk life, in this video, I'd like to cover the newly released class, Aeromancer. As the LostArk guy was asked about the chaos of a build, so I thought it'd be great to share some of those build and infos for your LostArk journey. Now follow me, I'll show what you need. Before going in, one thing you gotta know, this video is including builds of Aeromancer right now in KR. So the build and engraving, etc. are based on statistic and common experience of these days in KR. So some of the preference of the skills can be a little different with your regions. Also, the LostArk always try to fix the balance between the class by classes. So in the future, some of the build can be changed too. So watch this video with those considerations and use this video as your reference to your LostArk journey. Let's start with the most basic one first. The class engraving I'm going to cover is E3B, known as Drizzle on Global. Unlike the identity Yobi, Sunshower and Wind Fury, Drizzle Aeromancer is highly depending on the identity itself. And of course, with those reasons, it has a better uptime, range of effect too. But if you are expecting some great synergy buff for the teammates, it's not that much for that role. I can't guarantee that. Unlike the wide range of effects and uptime, it'll only decrease the incoming enemy attack. So you need to understand it more like Aeromancer version of magic amplifications. Activating identity will increase the weather skills damage of the Aeromancer. Well, let's talk about those details in the core mechanics section. Personally, I think Drizzle Aeromancer's synergy is quite ambiguous. As the first intention design of the Aeromancer was a synergy and subclass, in my personal experience, mechanism of the Drizzle Aeromancer is quite subtle than expect. Well, this is my personal experience. You guys could feel a little different. First and most representative combat stat is full specialization with critical stat. Gotta be honest, as the Drizzle Aeromancer has a great efficiency with the specialization stat, so if you wish to see the full performance of her with the Drizzle, you need to build your Aeromancer based on specialization with hallucination gear set. As I keep mentioning, she has not many choices, more like you need to consider as a fixed combat stat of her right now. And due to a combat stat, you might feel a little discomfort of the control too. An engraving setup is quite fixed too. Grudge, Hitmaster, Drizzle is fixed to use, and you have to choose it from the Kimblon weapon, Crystal, Adrenals, Spirit Absorption, Ether Predator. My or community recommendation has two builds, one that uses the Kimblon weapons and Adrenals and add the Ether Predator on the ancient setting, or using Kimblon weapon and Crystal with Adrenals is on recommendation. Personally, Ether build has a slightly higher efficiency, but still okay to use the Adrenal build too. Differences between the Ether and Adrenals might not that big or bothers you in the actual gameplay. Actually, I really want to show you one more variation build of the Drizzle like the Wind Fury video, but due to a low efficiency and unstable identity meter supply, variation build was excluded in this video. Core of the Drizzle Aeromancer is Chingiwekdik and Chingijojo, known as Steam Gained and Steam Control on Global, with the Sun Shower. Unlike the Wind Fury, Aeromancer has nothing to do with her identity. Sun Shower on Drizzle is a major role on a skill structure. Chingiwekdik, Steam Gained is more like a tripod that enhances your identity meter gain. So more you have a higher tripod on the Steam Gained, you might be or can utilize your identity much more faster. Chingijojo, Steam Control tripod is a damage increase factor tripod. More like with these tripod, your weather related skill will be damage increased when the identity is active. So Steam Control is more like a consecutive mechanic. So you need to activate your Sun Shower and pour your weather skills on the identity uptime. Besides, Drizzle Aeromancer Sun Shower has a quite big proportion of her damage performance. Yep, it has a quite not bad share on whole damage proportions. So you must not forget to activate, or more like turning on, the identity before you rain down some more main DPS skills. Unlike the specialization based classes, Drizzle Aeromancer has quite soft requirements itself. More like it has not many things to concern about a combat stat itself. So almost you can pick it up and play right away if your requirements or tripod met on the raid. Conclusion, well, Aeromancer is quite great class to start and access right away, even if you are planning to park her as alt or as her main. As I mentioned in the previous cover video, if you are expecting some great damage dealing class, then this is not for you. Drizzle Aeromancer positioning is more like a sub-damage synergy class. So in other words, if you are expecting some great and cool damage performance like Punisher Slayer or Igniter Sorceress, like I said, this is not for you. And unlike the other specialization-based classes has an intricate skill composition or skill combos and manage on the actual gameplay, Drizzle Aeromancer has a great to utilize a skill composition due to her decent skill usage. Unlike the other specialization build-based characters, her skill builds and managements is really easy to understand and really easy to use in the actual gameplay due to a wide and long range effects of her skills. So if you want to adapt fast to your class or characters, this class engraving is just for you. As I keep mentioning, she is not capable at huge or great damage performance, more like she is capable at sub damage and synergy dealer. So if you are expecting the Aeromancer like Igniter Sorceress, you can find something from here. And unlike the Wind Fury Aeromancer, Drizzle Aeromancer is highly reliant on the damage performance to her identity itself. So without the identity, her damage performance drops, well, more than you expect. And personally, when you're left alone in the raid, Wind Fury can do something without her teammates. Drizzle was, for me, it was quite hard to make something alone. So in other words, you can't be that good when you're left alone in the whole contents. And of course, because of her combat stat, she has a heavy control during the gameplay. Her skill is consisted with two parts as I mentioned in the previous chapter: Chingyuekduk, Steam Gained, and Steam Control. So fill up your identity meters with Chingyuekduk, Steam Gain Tripod, activating Sun Shower, and pouring the Steam Control skill is a main structure of the Drizzle Aeromancer. And one maybe good or bad thing of the Steam Control skill is that all of them are stationary skills. Once you use it, you can't change the course or directions of the skill easily. Well, more like, have you ever played the Master Summoner? Master Summoner has a similar factors, right? Like once you use the her identity, you can't do something, right? Same here in the Drizzle. So if you wish to make a full hit with the weather skills, all you need is a prayer. As the skill is consisted with the stationary and multi-hit factors, you need to be more precise and accurate before using your weather skills for a full performance. Also, as I mentioned in the previous Wind Fury video, Synergy skill, Tornado, has a great specialty itself. Tornado Synergy will be renewed with the returning umbrella and even with small projectiles. So you can renew your synergy or debuff easily, even in a complicated situation. One empty skill can be filled with a counter skill called 펼치기, Spread. You can give an additional skill point to level 7 for better survival, but personally I think it's not that necessary. Actually, I want to say some preference on the Drizzle skill build like that I did on Wind Fury, but as I keep mentioning, build, engraving, etc. of Drizzle Aeromancer is quite on formalization. So in other words, it has not many things left to choose from. Skill build can be summarized by this text box. If you wish to perform better on the raid, you need to upgrade your Steam Control and gain related tripod. Pretty obvious, right? All of the Steam Control skill related tripod are directly related to your damage performance. So if you wish to be in a decent part of the raid, you need to raise those tripod first alongside with the Steam Gain tripod. Besides, huge nerf on the main skill wasn't change a lot of things on the skill composition. Her main skill is still main skills. Whether you like it or not, you have to use it on the raid. Unlike the Wind Fury used a Storm Approach skill as an awakening skill, ironically, Drizzle Aeromancer used the Gnar's Blade as awakening skill. The reason is simple. Storm Approach won't fill up the identity meters, but Gnar Blades do fill up the identity meters. As a Drizzle damage performance is really or hugely relying on how fast you fill up your identity, so most of the Drizzle player do use the Gnar's Blade as their awakening skill. Her skill cycle is really easy to understand. Well, gotta be honest, there's not many things to concern and not many things to calibrate or calculate. All you have to do is fill up your identity meters with a Steam Gained and some mixed skills, and then activate the Sun Shower and rain down some Steam Control skills. Pretty easy, right? So personally, Drizzle is also great with the beginners too. But if you are expecting some great performance inside of the whole contents, you might be a little disappointed too. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching everyone, and always thanks for your big support. Hope this video was a little help for your LostArk journey. Hope you do well with your Aeromancer with this video. And of course, if you like my videos, hit the sub for more upcoming infos. I'll come back with more useful infos in the next video.